Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your new MWS head of talent relations, Michael Cole, and today I am gonna give you my MWS Revolution Impact Review. Next next week, Joe Gotti and Dan Lambert will be giving the MWS Revolution Impact Review, and the following week I will be. So it's gonna be sort of a taking turns. Like I do the Revolution Impact Review this week, and next week Joe Gotti and Dan Lambert do the Revolution Impact Review. Okay, let's begin with the recap review of tonight's MWS Revolution Impact, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? The commentators for the show were Joe Gotti and Dan Lambert. Speaking of MWS, and it was held at the Bell Center Montreal in Quebec, Canada, as MWS commentators Joe Gotti and Dan Lambert welcome the fans back to the Bell Center and show highlights from the Bragging Rights pay-per-view, then break down the match card. And the first segment was Paul Heyman introduces new general manager MWS World Heavyweight Champion Cody Russell, who comes out along with the new MWS Universal Champion Psycho Russell, new MWS Tag Team Champions Devin the Demon and Legion, along with the Sons of Chaos members Sir Robert Knight II and Alfredo Leon. Cody Mercer, vintage Cody Mercer, gets on the mic and says how good it is to be World Heavyweight Champion and the respect and congratulations he is getting from the MWS and from the fans as well. Mercer also says he is proud to be general manager again and how he will make President Joe Biden, the MWS Adventist life, a complete total living hell, as he will be Joe Biden all around the arena tonight in the Falls Count Anywhere match for the World Heavyweight Championship, and then he hands the microphone to Psycho Mercer, the new MWS Universal Champion, as he gets in the mic and says he is proud to be Universal Champion, that he will bring back prestige and respect in the Universal Championship that Joe Biden ruined. Tonight he starts with 49th Vice President Kamala Harris and the first ever intergender match for the Universal title. Devin and Demon then speak and say, Devin and Demon and Legion speak and say they are so glad to be tag team champions and they will be fighting champions. And we'll keep a very close eye on the number one contenders match between the Minor Brothers and Lion King X and JJ, the former NWS tag team champions. Cody Mercer then thanks everyone as he and the Elite Leadership Doctors and Sons of Chaos go backstage. And I, Michael Cole, gotta say, that was a good promo from new MWS World Heavyweight Champion and General Manager Cody Mercer, new Universal Champion Psycho Mercer, new MWS Tag Team Champions Devin Demon and Legion, and all members of the Sons of Chaos and Elite Leadership Doctors. What a way to start the show. And then NWS commentators Joe Gotti and Dan Lambert plugged the first match, which was tag team title number one contenders match. Michael Miner and Michael Skarsminer versus Lion King X and JJ with Dom Callis in the corner. This was the first match as the Miner brothers wasted no time beating the hell out of Lion King X and JJ and give them an aided brainbuster and an aided whiplash, then a double super kick as Lion King X and JJ come back with a double STO and wishbone. The STO big combination. The Minor Brothers come back with a Spanish fly as Minor bombs Lion King X and JJ, and Skarsminer Scar bombs Minor Lion King X and JJ as they plant the sweet chin music into the pedigree and pin Lion King X and JJ 1, 2, 3, becoming number one contenders for the tag team titles. The Minor winners, the Minor Brothers via pinfall with sweet chin music into pedigree as this match lasted 10 minutes. And I gotta say, this was a very good match, and I was just told that the Minor Brothers will indeed be facing the new MWS Tag Team Champions Devin and Demon and Legion at the Halloween Horrors pay-per-view. So that should be one, and it will be for the tag team title. So that should be one hell of a tag team title match. I am looking forward to that match. And then, Michael Cole, the new executive vice president, head of talent relations, is shown at the interview desk going over contract negotiations with Vinny Joe and the American Mercenaries as they come out. To go over the contract negotiations. And I might go saying, I will do everything in my power to make sure that contracts are signed, sealed, and delivered. Vinny Joe gets on the mic and says he looked over the contracts and is ready to sign, but he is not ready to wrestle just yet because right now he wants to focus on being a manager of the American Mercenaries and seeing that they get the respect they deserve as he signs the negotiations contract. Tony Jr. II gets on the mic and says he has been doing a lot of training. He will start wrestling on his terms and his terms only as he signs the contract. Johnny Da Vinci gets on the mic and says he has read everything on his contract and loves what he sees and is ready to sign as he does just that. And then Michael Cole asking what is that first act going to be? Vinny Joe says whatever act is necessary, and that is to put a stop to 46th President Joe Biden, 49th President, Vice President Kamala Harris, Michael Rapper, Don Callis, and the MWS Avengers, and make their lives a total, complete hell and take them down once and for all. Mitchell Mayette and the Doc Carnival come out for a confrontation. Mayette gets on the mic and says he has been watching the American Mercenaries recently and knows what they are capable of, and he respects them. But what makes them think that they are the most powerful force in the MWS, Mitchell Mayette says, when they have not even wrestled yet. Johnny Da Vinci, she says, newsflash, Mayette, I'm wrestling Michael Rappaport tonight. Mayette says he knows that, but Vinny Joe and Tony Jr. have not. And the reason for that is because they are nothing more than a bunch of mafia wannabes, Mitchell Mayette says, who are not even on his and the Doc Carnival's level and never will be because they are not worthy of what the Doc Carnival can do. Vinny Joe says, oh, really? Is that what you think? Well, what's the destruction we can cause? Mitchell Mayette says, what destruction? You guys don't even know the meaning of the word of destruction. As a matter of fact, you American Mercenaries won't even last very long as the Doc Carnival will put the American Mercenaries out of their miseries and there's nothing they can do about it. Mitchell Mayette then says this is a fair warning. So as he tells him, stay out of his way. And as far as Joe Biden goes, he will get his revenge on him soon enough. And then Mitchell Mayette says, let's talk about the new Universal Champion, Psycho Mercer, and a new World Heavyweight Champion, Cody Mercer, as he congratulated them. But both of them owe him a title shot. And he will mention them in his next promo as he has one last thing to say to the American Mercenaries. One of these days, they will have no choice but to have a wrestling match against the Doc Carnival, and they will not like the end result as the confrontation ends with a stare-down between the American Mercenaries and the Doc Carnival. Wow, what a confrontation this was. I mean, I liked what both people said. I liked what both the American Mercenaries said and what Mitchell Mayette had to say. Will we see this match happen sometime down the road? Will we see the American Mercenaries versus the Doc Carnival in a wrestling match? And if that does happen, when will that match happen? I will be talking to both stables about that and when they want to do that match. Because as you can see, it says MWS head of talent relations, Michael Cole, which means I'm in charge of signing contracts here in the MWS Revolution, renewing contracts and going over contract negotiations. And I love my new job here. I mean, I started out as the play-by-play commentator. Then in 2016, I was a general manager for a while, and then a manager and a backstage interviewer. So I pretty much almost started out here in the MWS Revolution. But as MWS head of talent relations, I will do the best job I can. And as Joe Gardner and Dan Abbott said in commentary, that was tense as they plugged the next tense confrontation between the American Mercenaries and the Doc Carnival as they plugged the next match. And the next match was match number 2. Credence Xavier Wade versus Jon Moxley. This was the second match as Credence and Moxley trade blows, with Credence taking down Moxley, giving them a DDT and double axe handle and an enziguri. Moxley comes back with an arm trap, swinging neckbreaker, and corner forearm smash, and cross-face chicken wing, diving elbow drop, and dragon screw and headlock diver with multiple lariat variations and multiple suplex variations, and a suicide dive, as Moxie goes to pin him, but Queenance kicks out at 2.5. Moxie then gives Queenance a rear naked choke and snap DDT as Moxie locks Queenance in a bulldog choke and plants the Death Rider as he goes to pin him, but Queenance gets his shoulder up, fights Moxie off, and uppercuts him and hits him with an X Factor and baseball slide and pounds away on Jon Moxley and gives him and suplexes him 14 times, gives him an Irish whip, then drops Jon Moxley with the Queen's type and gets the pinfall. Winner, Queen's Xavier Reed via pinfall with Queen's type as this match lasted 16 minutes and 25 seconds. I gotta say, that was a really good match. Xavier Reed and AEW's Jon Moxley, formerly known as Dean Ambrose in the WWE. And then after the match, Queen's Xavier Reed gets on the mic and cuts a promo on General Manager and World Heavyweight Champion Cody Mercer, saying he is something that belongs to him. No, it's not the General Manager job, but it's the World Heavyweight Championship, and he wants to face him for it. But he does not give a damn if it took Cody Mercer 8 years to finally win it. But he has been watching his wrestling and wants to know how good he is. And if he really is deserving of that World Heavyweight Championship. As Queen's asked, and since he has been known to do double duty, how about if he is victorious against President Joe Biden, then at Halloween Horrors, how about Queen's Xavier Reed says, how about Cody Mercer defends his World Heavyweight Champion against him? He'll be waiting for Cody Mercer's answer. So the question is, will Cody Mercer accept Queen's Xavier Reed's challenge for his World Heavyweight title? Will Cody Mercer be doing double duty at Halloween Horrors? Because he will already be facing Alfredo Leon for the Legends title at Halloween Horrors. And knowing Cody Mercer like I do, I know he would be more than happy to do double duty and defend both titles at Halloween Horrors. Because Cody Mercer is definitely a fighting champion, and that is something you cannot take away from him. And he is one of the best general managers since Noah Kid Watts and Mr. Jesse Acevedo. I mean, Cody Mercer is a guy that gives the fans what he wants. And I'm looking forward to hearing a response from Cody Mercer. As Joe Gunn and Dan Everett say in commentary, that is a major challenge. What would General Manager Cody Mercer have to say about the challenge from Queen's Xavier Reed? Will he accept as they plug the third match? There's no doubt about it, Joe Gunn and Dan Everett. There's no doubt about it. We all know Cody Mercer would be more than happy to accept. As match number 3 happens, it's the bloke with William Regal in this corner versus AEW's Adam Cole, who is also a former wrestler in WWE. This was the third match. It's the bloke and Adam Cole square up. Bloke gives Adam Cole a back body drop and backbreaker as Adam Cole DDTs the bloke and hits him with a cholesterol and diving crossbody fireman's carry neckbreaker, then a vintage German suplex and shining wizard and snap suplex and wheelbarrow as he locks the bloke in the figure 4, but he refuses to submit as he plants the last shot, goes to pin him, but the bloke kicks out at 2 and hits Adam Cole with a V trigger and a one-winged angel as he goes to pin him, but Adam Cole gets his shoulder up as bloke gives him an arm breaker and biofold, and then a fast person cactus clothesline, then a chop block as he nails Adam Cole with the no laughing matter and gets the 1-2-3 pinfall on him. Winner the bloke of no laughing matter as this match lasted 14 minutes. I gotta say, another good match, another good match between former NWS World Heavyweight Champion the bloke and AEW's Adam Cole. So great match. And no, I am not related to Adam Cole at all, but he is one hell of a wrestler. And then Michael Cole, get an interview with Johnny Da Vinci at the interview desk and ask him his thoughts and facing Michael Rappaport. Right? Da Vinci says Michael Rappaport is just going to be a prime example as one of his victims. Michael Cole asked about Mitchell Myatt's warning earlier. Johnny Da Vinci says if Mitchell Myatt has a problem with the American Mercenaries, then how about at Halloween Horrors? He faces him on a one-on-one professional wrestling match if he wants to be act like such a big shot as he gets ready for his match. Wow, another challenge phone, and we do find the answer. We did find what Mitchell Myatt's answer was later on in the night. As Dan Levin and Joe Gardy also say another chance for Halloween Habits, for Halloween Horrors, as they announced that next Thursday will be open fight night, and then they plug the fourth match. So next Thursday will be open fight night on Revolution Impact, which should be a hell of a show. And then it was match number 4. Johnny Da Vinci with Vinnie Joe in his corner versus Michael Rappaport with Don Callis in his corner. No. This was the 4th match as Johnny Da Vinci wastes no time and spears Michael Rappaport down and gives him a vertical suplex and a forearm jump and headbutt jump, then a biofold and back kick as Rappaport clotheslines Da Vinci and snaps him, then punches him and mule kicks him and hits him with a short arm shoulder block and drops Da Vinci with the Rappaport crushing finale. Goes to pin him, but he kicks out at 2.5. Big splashes Michael Rappaport, hits him with a pouncing hip attack and high impact as he nails Michael Rappaport with the death sentence and pins him 1, 2, 3. Winner Johnny Da Vinci via death sentence as his match lasted 12 minutes and 45 seconds. And I gotta say, I, Michael Cole, am very impressed with Johnny Da Vinci's in-ring skills. Not only does he have great mic skills, but he has great in-ring wrestling skills as well. And Johnny Da Vinci, in my eyes, is definitely going to be a future star. I could see him being a future Legends champion, a future tag team champions, future Universal, future Intercontinental champion, future United States champion, future Universal champion, and one of these days, a future World Heavyweight champion. Johnny Da Vinci definitely has got the goods. He's got the skills for all of that. As Joe Gardy and Dan impressed, saying that Johnny Da Vinci is impressive and ready for action. And then after the match, Mitchell Mayette comes down and attacks Johnny Da Vinci and beats him down. Johnny Da Vinci fights back as they trade punches back and forth. Security then comes down and has to separate him. And then Mitchell Mayette says he accepts his Johnny Da Vinci's challenge for Halloween Horrors. So at Halloween Horrors, it will be Johnny Da Vinci versus Mitchell Mayette in a professional wrestling match. I mean, wow. Halloween Horrors already is looking to be one hell of a solid pay-per-view. As Joe Gardy and then they make note of what happened at the co-main event. And the co-main event, which is match number 5, it was the first ever intergender match here in the MWS Revolution, as it was for the MWS Universal title intergender match. Psycho Mercer with Paul Heyman in his corner versus 49th Vice President of the United States Kamala Harris with Don Callis in her corner. This was the co-main event as Vice President Kamala Harris comes out accompanied by Don Callis to massive loud boos. Psycho Mercer comes out to huge and loud cheers. The match is underway as Kamala slaps Psycho Mercer, low blows him and super kicks him and hits him and gives him a fireman's neckbreaker as she locks him in the lockjaw, but Psycho Mercer refuses to tap out. Kamala Harrison then plans to stop on Psycho Mercer, goes to pin her, but Psycho Mercer kicks out and fights off Kamala Harris. Body slams her as he tosses her so all around the ring. Bench presses her, then locks Kamala Harris in the coquina clutch as she reaches the rope and wakes Psycho Mercer in the eyes as Don Callis interferes and hits Psycho Mercer for the Universal title. President Joe Biden runs down and attacks Psycho Mercer from behind, and Biden kicks and BKOs him as Kamala Harris goes to pin Psycho Mercer, but he gets a shoulder up. Cody Mercer runs down and Mercer footprints Don Callis and chases Joe Biden away. Psycho Mercer chokeslammed Vice President Kamala Harris, Psycho stunners her, and delivers the Psycho Bomb and gets the pinfall on Kamala Harris and retains the MWS Universal title. Winner and still MWS Universal Champion Psycho Mercer via pinfall for a chokeslam, Psycho Stun, Psycho Bomb as this match lasted 13 minutes. Kamala Harris did everything in her power to try and school Psycho Mercer, but her plan sure as hell backfired. As Joe Gardy and Dan Lambert mentioned it at commentary and I plugged the main event and go over the rules, which was, and the main event was for the World Heavyweight title in a Power Stone Anywhere match. Cody Mercer, so with Paul Heyman in his corner versus 46th President of the United States, Joe Biden, with Don Callis in his corner. This was the main event as 46th President Joe Biden comes out, accompanied by Don Callis to loud boos and "Let's go Brandon" chants and "Fuck Joe Biden" chants. Cody Mercer is accompanied by Paul Heyman to loud cheers and applause from the crowd. The match starts as Cody Mercer opens a can of whoop ass on Joe Biden, then drops him on those stack of dimes he calls his neck and stops a mud hole in him and walks it dry as he bench presses Biden, slams his hand out for a turnbuckles, chops him in the chest and hits him with a candlestick and Singapore cane as he Mercer stunners him, then Tombstone pile drives him, Mercer foot punches him, goes to pin him, but Don Callis interferes, only to eat a Mercer stunner, Tombstone pile driver, and Mercer footprint. Joe Biden low blows him and hits him on the head with a steel chair, busting him wide open as he drags Mercer at ringside and slams his head on the steel steps. Goes to pin him, but Mercer gets his shoulder up. Biden hits Mercer with a trash can and is about to hit him again, but Mercer kicks the trash can into Joe Biden's face and drags him up the rampway and slams him on the floor and is about to Mercer foot for him, but Kamala Harris out of nowhere smashes a guitar over the head of Mercer, knocking him out cold as Biden and Harris drag Mercer backstage and double team him and hit him with steel chairs and baseball bats, then spray him with a fire extinguisher. Joe Biden plants Mercer for his own stardom tombstone pile driver and goes to pin him, but somehow and some way Mercer gets his shoulder up. Michael Rappaport and the MW's Avengers interfere and attack Mercer as Joe Garley says in comedy, "Oh, come on already." And Dan Lambert says, "This is ridiculous." And then the American Mercenaries, along with Psycho Mercer and the Elite Richard Dawson, Sons of Chaos, chase the MW's Avengers away to even the odds. Cody Mercer gains his momentum back and throws Joe Biden into the men's bathroom and shoves his face in the toilet and flushes it, and then tosses him face first into the urinals, slams his head very hard on the dryer, and tosses him face first into the mirror, breaking it, busting Joe Biden wide open as Mercer dumps garbage all over Biden and pours soap all over Biden's bloody face, then drags him in the women's bathroom, beats him some more as he drags him to the concession stands where he tosses Joe Biden into food and gets a mop water, and he mops him, and he drags Joe Biden in the kitchen, hits him with every kitchen utensils and silver. And then Mercer and Biden fight all the way to the parking lot as Mercer stunners Joe Biden, then hits him and then delivers the Mercer tombstone pile driver on the concrete, and then delivers the Mercer footprint and gets the pinfall and retains the MWS World Heavyweight Champion, winner and still MWS World Heavyweight Champion Cody Mercer via pinner with Mercer stunner, tombstone pile driver, and Mercer footprint on the parking lot like concrete as this match lasted 29 minutes and 30 seconds. So Cody Mercer is still your MWS World Heavyweight Champion. Joe Biden tried to school Cody Mercer out of his MWS World Heavyweight Champion, but that plan backfired. And Cody Mercer has proven why he is still the MWS World Heavyweight Champion. And I can definitely see Cody Mercer holding onto the MWS World Heavyweight Champion for a long time. Cody Mercer is definitely bringing back respect and prestige in the MWS World Heavyweight Champion. And you got to give him credit. And then after the match, Queen's Xavier Reed shows up and has a stare-down with MWS World Heavyweight Champion Cody Mercer. As Joe Garley and Dan Lambert say in commentary, that was one horrible, brutal main event. We're out of time. Good night, everyone. Dan Lambert and thanks to fans for coming and watching us and says, see you next week. The show goes off the air with MWS World Heavyweight Champion Cody Mercer and Queen Xavier Reed having a stare. Wow. I like that main event. Cody Mercer beat the holy hell out of Joe Biden. And I wonder how Joe Biden is feeling after taking several Mercer stunners, tombstone pile drivers, and Mercer footprints, especially on the hard concrete floor. I wonder if Joe Biden has a headache. He tried to school Cody Mercer, but like I said, those plans backfired. So it's going to be next week it's going to be Revolution Impact, and it's going to be big week because next week we will see the debut of one Scotty Bad Bones. Scott Casey Gale's new persona, Scotty Bad Bones, is going to be making his wrestling debut, and he will be cutting a promo the following night. What will Scotty Bad Bones have to say? What is Scotty Bad Bones going to do next week at Revolution Impact? Is he going to have a match? When is he going to show up, and how is he going to show up? And like I said, and who's going to be his first target? Who's going to be the first person that Scotty Bad Bones goes after? We will find out next week when he debuts and when he makes his promo next Friday. I know he's going to have a hell of a lot to say, and the MWS Avengers better fear Scotty Bad Bones, especially after what Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris was how they killed Scooter St. Willem last month. I mean, that was just such a tragedy. And Scotty Bad Bones, we know that he's gonna have Joe Biden and Kamala Harris on his #1 hit list. Oh boy, I can't wait to hear what Scotty Bad Bones has to say. And from what I understand, he's going to become the new owner, chairman, and CEO of the MWS Revolution, and Donald Trump is going to remain as co-owner. Wow, things are looking up for the MWS Revolution. Well, I gotta say, thank you for watching. As I said, Joe Garley and Dan Lambert will be doing the Revolution Open Fight Night review next week, and I'm looking forward to hearing it. Michael Cole, will be at Revolution Impact next week, going over more contract negotiations as well as interviewing people. And you might see me, Michael Cole, join Joe Garley and Dan Lambert for commentary to call some of the matches. Donald Trump, Cody Mercer are definitely making MWS Revolution great again. It's a gift. It's a blessing. Anyway, thank you for watching. In the words of Scott Casey Gale, you stay classy, live long and prosper, and peace out. Michael Cole out.